Bets are off now. Helena's back.
You couldn't stay out of this, could you, Luke? You've been spoiling for a Spencer-Cassadine war for years. But you yourself said, this isn't your fight. This is about me, Lucky, and Elizabeth. Stay away from Elizabeth.
Or what? Oh, really, Lucky? You have no jurisdiction at Shady Brook. You're just a small-town police officer who drinks too much and refuses to give up a teenage infatuation when Elizabeth has clearly moved on.
I'll do whatever it takes to protect Elizabeth and her children from you.
Ah, there's the fantasy, isn't it? Lucky, the great protector of his sweet little family. Never mind that Elizabeth is a little tramp who will never love you as much as you love her.
That's not true. I do love him.
Look at her. What do you and Nicholas see in her? And who would imagine that she, of all people, would be pregnant with the Cassadine heir? Leave, Lucky. Now, Nicholas has released you from any obligation to Elizabeth. You don't need to listen to her lies anymore. Now, that should be liberating in itself. Now, Elizabeth is pregnant with Nicholas's child. That makes her a Cassadine responsibility.
This baby could very well be mine, Helena.
Well, I suppose. But imagine, Nicholas and Elizabeth rutting like animals all over Windermere for many months. I don't think the odds are in your favor.
Stop it!
You do not need to paint yourself as a victim anymore.
Get out!
Your love that you two have shared has been dead for a very long time, at least as far as Elizabeth is concerned.
It's not true.
I suspect that it's dead for you too, Lucky. You just don't know how to admit it. So you obliterate the whole situation with drugs and alcohol, anything to avoid the truth. Now, you're sick and tired of Elizabeth's lies and promiscuity. Well, in your heart, if you admit it, it's been over for Elizabeth for a very long time. And fortunately, when we prove this child is a Cassadine, you'll be out of the picture.
I'm going to protect Elizabeth, whether this baby is mine or not.
Protect her all you want, but it won't change the pattern. Elizabeth will whore herself out.
Get out!
She'll whore herself out to the next Mr. Wonderful, and then she'll come back to you. Now, it may be your obligation to take her back, but my only concern is the child. So take good care, Elizabeth.
She's gone. Come here. She's gone.
Once Helena swooped in, it became my fight.
Does Lucky know that?
Lucky lost a year of his life to Helena.
And you still feel guilty because you stopped looking for him, isn't that right? Yeah, you thought he died in the fire.
Everybody thought he died in that fire, including the FBI. There was a charred body and Lucky's DNA all over the room.
You really are determined to start another war between our families, aren't you? What, one more round, one more great adventure? You go ahead and go up against Helena. You leave me out of it.
Leave you out of it? How can I do that? You started it. Lucky didn't deserve this. You're always looking for a woman to save you from yourself. And this time you found that woman in the arms of your own brother.
You made your point.
He didn't deserve it, Nicholas. And now with Helena around, I'm telling you, if you or Helena mess with any of my family again, you've been warned.
Pier 52.
Don't worry, it's fine. Dad expects you to help yourself every now and then. Is he around?
Oh, no, he had an errand to run. He asked me to go pick up his cigars for him.
Well, that must be some errand. He doesn't just trust anyone with his coupons. Do you have any idea where he is?
Yes, he went to the mausoleum on Skull Island.
What? What is he doing at Windermere?
Oh, you haven't heard?
Heard what?
Oh, that's right. You've been so wrapped up in your new boyfriend, haven't you?
Stop it. You're seriously starting to scare me. What is this about? Does this have to do with Elizabeth and Nicholas sleeping together?
It gets better. Elizabeth is pregnant.
I'll do whatever I can to make sure Helena doesn't come near you again.
I'm sorry. No one would blame you for walking away.
Helena has her own agenda. She's just trying to manipulate both of us.
But a lot of what she said was true. You have no obligation to me or to this baby, no matter whose it turns out to be.
Elizabeth, I'm not going to leave you alone. Okay? I'm going to do whatever it takes to keep you safe. Okay?
And I'm sure she doesn't know who the father is, and she's milking that for all it's worth.
Actually, Elizabeth is in Shady Brook at the moment.
Oh, so Lucky and Nicholas are falling all over themselves so they can save her.
That's not exactly fair. All right, Elizabeth fell in love with two brothers, and she handled it poorly, yeah, but she's paying for it.
No, I don't feel sorry for Elizabeth at all. She's gonna come out of this looking like the Madonna. You just watch.
Okay, not to sound cold, but how is this your concern?
She is tearing our family apart. Lucky and Nicholas will never stop fighting about her, no matter whose baby it turns out to be.
Hey, Cupcake. Did you get those Cubans?
I'm on my way.
So, Elizabeth's pregnant. Wow, as if Lucky and Nicholas didn't have enough problems.
Yeah, true. Well, that's your brother's situation to deal with. How are you?
I'm better. Dante is recovering.
Good. You should focus on that.
I'm trying. I just want Lucky to know that I love him.
He knows.
It just upsets me because I feel like Lucky is going to blame himself for this mess that Elizabeth has created, and then he's going to step in and try to fix it.
Sweetheart, he's not going to blame himself. I think he's smarter than that. I've talked to him. And hey, whatever. You know, you have to live the life you live. You make the mistakes you make and you pay the consequences.
How can you still love me after I lied to you for so long?
I knew you had reservations. I should have been listening more closely.
You were listening. I just wasn't telling the truth.
Yeah. But you were scared, you know? All I could think about was marrying the love of my life and living in our dream house out in the country.
And those are good things to want. You deserve them.
I should have been paying closer attention to what was really going on with you. I should have trusted my own instincts. And then when I found out the truth, I completely shut you out.
I deserve to be shut out.
You walked in on Maxie and me having sex in our marriage bed, remember?
You were addicted to pills. I don't really have an excuse.
Well, you're not an addict, but the pattern is pretty obvious, Elizabeth. You self-sabotage. You get close to what you say you want, and then you mess it up. And I don't know why. But something is very wrong, and you need to face it. And you need to deal with it. I want you to get better. I'm not gonna turn my back on you now. We're part of each other's lives. We always will be.
Does this mean you forgive me?